Hey guys, how are you doing? Today I have a very important lesson to share with you, and this lesson is coming after serving many clients, helping them generate 7 and even 8 figures, doing more than 5 crores collectively across the portfolio of clients that we have in revenue. And the lesson I have today is on a very important aspect. Like, it's coming from a very different perspective. And the perspective I have today is from after seeing a couple of our clients who have done over 7 figures, and one of them has done over 8 figures, but still struggling to grow their business, right? So imagine a person doing 7 figures, 8 figures, and still struggling to break through that glass ceiling and going beyond the current numbers, the revenue numbers. So I'm going to come from that angle today. And if you're listening to me for the first time, then I want to tell you that my name is Rohan, of course, and I run an advertising agency by the name of impactexcel.in. And what we do is we help digital product-based businesses, like service businesses primarily. For instance, like service providers like agencies, like freelancers, marketing, branding agencies, content agencies, and other stuff, other people who sell different stuff, digital products, like for instance courses. Could be any sort of digital products, right? Courses, course creators, coaching programs, like who sell coaching programs, we help all of them. So what I have to share with you today is it's a lesson that I learned after seeing a couple of my clients struggle, like I mentioned before. And so I have these like little notes that I think 5 points that I have here that I want to share with you. So I'm just going to go impromptu and talk out of my experience. And yeah, this is going to be an interesting video, so please make sure that you watch it till the end. So the first thing I want to talk about now is I want to be very straightforward in a very crystal clear and simplified manner. I want to tell you that there are 4 things that you need to build a successful digital business. It could be any sort of digital service-based business. For instance, it could be you are selling a marketing service as a marketing agency, or any sort of online service. Or it could be a digital product-based business where you are selling products. For instance, a course, a coaching program, right? Stuff like that. So anything that you do in regards to in a digital service-based business, you require only 4 things to simplify this, right? There could be, yes, we can go ahead and we can complicate the shit out of this, and we can talk more about like getting into the other sub factors that are responsible for a business growth, and we can definitely look into all of those different areas. But if I have to tell you what we require, there are 4 things. Okay, the first thing that I like to look at, and pretty much that's the way I look at it, like it's in the same sequential manner. So the first thing that I like to look at is the traffic, and that's what I would want to talk to you about. So the first thing required is traffic. The second thing is required is SLO, which is self-liquidating offer. The third thing required is a core offer. And the fourth thing required is a profit maximizer. Today, I'm going to just run you down why these are needed and the problem that I see businesses experience, especially solopreneurs or people who are getting started. They hit the initial success, but then they struggle to push through and push through their revenue barriers and exponentially grow. So I'm going to talk about that. Now, why do I say traffic as the first thing, that things out of the things needed, 4 things needed: traffic, SLOs, which are self-liquidating offers, core offer, and profit maximizer. So out of these 4 things, the first thing is traffic. And the traffic can be of 2 forms, right? First is organic, second is paid, right? Organic traffic, paid traffic. You already know what I mean by organic, but this content is primarily focused on paid traffic because I run an advertising agency. So for organic traffic, you can do whatever, right? You can do cold outreach, you can do inbound sales, inbound lead generation, you can do whatever. You can create content on YouTube, you can reach out to people on Instagram via DMs, you could go on LinkedIn, you could do whatever. You could create such kind of videos on YouTube. We get, like the way I'm doing here. And there are multiple ways of doing this. But understand this, that the traffic generation, when you do the organic way, is going to be slow, and it's going to be hard for you to crack because there is no entry barrier. Like, money is not the barrier because anybody could literally pick up their mobile phones, hit the record button and start doing the content. Like anybody can just literally do that. And it's free to start a YouTube channel. It's free to open an Instagram account, and it's definitely free to send DMs, right? Similarly, that's how you can do even on LinkedIn. So what I'm saying is organic there is literally kind of no barrier to entry, and hence you will find a lot of people competing in that space, in the organic space. And that's why there is such a humongous competition when you look at organic content creators, because it is essentially it is free to start. There is no barrier to entry. But at the same time, when you talk about traffic, which is the paid segment of the traffic generation, then there is barrier to entry because it requires money for you to run ads. So when you run ads on advertising, when you do advertising through YouTube, Google, Facebook, Instagram, Meta ecosystem, you advertise, it requires you money to do so. And money is that component which not everyone has, right? As much as they require. So that's why it filters a lot of people out when you start to dive into traffic generation through paid sources like Meta, for example, Meta ads or YouTube ads or Google ads. We primarily focus on Meta ads inside our ad agency, but you can even do Google or YouTube. But that's pretty much it, right? I want you to understand this, that the reason why I say traffic as the first component, whether organic or paid, is that understand that all these different platforms that you are going to be using in order to get some attention towards your content or whatever it is that you do, these traffic sources, these channels are essentially they have a business model as well, and their business model is to make money from people who run ads, basically advertisers. So this is the reason why the game is pay to play, and that's how it has been for a very long time. So if you are doing cold outreach and you are trying to dive into the organic content creation game with a mindset of generating clients and getting sales for your products or services, without an experience in a substantial depth and wisdom in your content, without any kind of experience, and people can just kind of make out. So if you don't have that, it is going to be an uphill battle for you to win the game of organic content from a mindset of, from a perspective, from a point of view of getting clients to work with you or getting people to buy stuff from you. Why? Because you don't have the experience, and when you don't have the experience, your content will not have that depth. Like for instance, this piece of content, I did not require any script. Yes, just I took 10 minutes, I wrote like 4 things down, that's it, and I'm just going to put it out here, refer to them one by one and just speak my heart out. The reason why I'm able to do it is because of the experience I have. Not that I'm a genius, not that I am, or probably I am. What I'm saying is I'm not trying to showcase any of that side of me. All that I'm trying to tell you here is that I'm able to do it because I have the experience to do it. And the experience comes from hands-on working and playing the game, right? That's where you get the experience from. So if you're trying to generate organic traffic without any substantial amount of experience or wisdom, then you will not be able to deliver the content you should be doing or should be delivering in order to generate good quality of leads or sales or potential customers through your organic content, whether it's cold outreach or it's inbound but organic, right? But at the same time, also understand that paid traffic is where the game actually begins. If you look at, you listen to any successful entrepreneur in the service business space, right? Like let's say we talk about Alex Hermosi, right, who runs acquisition.com. And even though a lot of people look at him as the king of organic content creation, and he kind of went viral through all his free content that he keeps publishing, and he's amazing. Of course, I love him too. But what I'm saying is that a lot of people look at him like that. However, the reality is, if you explore more and read more about him, he himself mentioned in one of his I think workshops he did online or somewhere, he mentioned that his actual growth happened with paid traffic generation, not organic. And paid traffic generation is literally, I think, the only secret to a business's success, because paid traffic means you literally have nothing to do. You have an offer, you create a marketing system, you have a landing page where you collect leads or you qualify a prospect from being just a prospect to a qualified prospect. You take them through a mechanism, funnels, etc., all that good stuff, and literally do it like 24/7 without you having to do the manual labor kind of work every day of cold outreach and stuff. And so that kind of helps you become generate some kind of system that can get you clients as and when you require. And that's why traffic generation, paid traffic generation, is the key to building an online service business. So whenever you're getting started in building an online service business, or even if you're struggling to grow your business, paid acquisition, paid traffic generation is going to be your way out. And that's how it is with everybody. So that's the first thing we require, okay, which is traffic. From my understanding, paid traffic. Second is SLO, self-liquidating offer. Now, the reason why I say SLOs simply put means an offer, basically something you sell from a mindset of that helps you recover your advertising cost, right? Now, if you come from a very solid and strong financial background, or you have a good cash flow, good amount of income, good amount of money, and you are okay to lose money to acquire a customer. If you are coming from that kind of a background or experience or current business stage you're at where you're okay to lose money, then you probably are okay to not even have a self-liquidating offer. But that's not how most of us start. When most of us get started, we don't have a lot of money to advertise. We are restricted by the budget. And we can probably only spend 500 per day. We can probably only spend 1,000 per day, or whatever. Something which is not as high as big advertisers. And a lot of these, because I talked about why traffic generation is essential, paid traffic generation is essential, I also want you to understand and realize this, that all these channels that you look at, for instance, it's Google or any platform inside of Google's ecosystem, or its meta ads, any of these channels you look into for paid traffic generation, you must realize that most of them work on bidding system, right? So, and one of the qualifiers of who wins the bid as an advertiser is the budget itself. So which means if you're putting high budgets, chances are extremely high that you will continue to win in the bids to serve which will enable the platform, whichever you are using to run the ads, it will help you deliver your ads first in front of your potential customers, basically traffic, before your competition. So that's just the game. That's just the nature of game. So you must realize that even if you're low on budget, doesn't mean that you should not think about having an SLO. Self-liquidating offer is a great foundation and great option for someone to generate an advertising budget, even if that person has literally no advertising budget. And a quick rundown down the memory lane, even I started like that. When I got started on digital in this space of digital products and digital service-based businesses, I literally had no budget to run ads and scale businesses or grow my business, and I never did it beyond, say, 6 figures. But then there was one funnel that I was able to take from literally doing 0 rupees to over 1 crore in 12 months. And when I did that, I started with literally no budget, advertising budget. But because of this understanding of this concept of self-liquidating offers really well, I was able to fund my advertising without even having any kind of money. And what are self-liquidating offers? Self-liquidating offers, simply put, is an offer, something that you trade, you charge money for, and could be very low amount of money, but the only mindset that you have, that you carry when you are putting self-liquidating offers out there, the only thing that you have in mind is that you wanted to recover your advertising cost, right? You wanted to recover your cost to advertise. That's it. You're not doing it to make money. You're only doing it to recover the cost to advertise. That's your SLO. Now, what could these SLOs be? These SLOs could be literally whatever. So in regards to your service-based business and digital service-based businesses that we are talking about today, these could be workshops, could be courses, could be coaching programs, could be a very low ticket, low cost service that you're selling as a freelancer or an agency or aspiring agency owner. You can just give like a very low cost service because you want to get your feet wet, you want to gain some sort of experience of working in in a specific kind of business model, and things like that. Basically, anything that is not going to create any sort of friction in the other person's mind, or money is not the friction in other person's mind before they say yes to you. So that's what SLO basically essentially does, right? And the reason why I think it's the second thing we require is because when we get started, usually people don't have a lot of advertising budget. So hence, if you have an SLO in place, which is self-liquidating offer, it is going to help you recover the cost to advertise, which means let me give you a very simple example. So let's say you don't have a lot of money to advertise, but you want to start with 1,000 per day. Of course, you need some money to get started. So let's say you start with 1,000 per day, 1,000 rupees per day advertising budget. Let's say you run ads to Meta. So which means in a month, you're going to spend 30,000 rupees. Now, all that you have to do is create an offer or something that can help you recover the 30,000 rupees that you're spending right there, so that you can keep spending more, if not more than same amount of money at least, and start building your engine that keeps getting you more and more qualified leads or prospects or customers that you can later serve to. Okay, so basically that's the whole game. That's the whole idea. That's why SLOs they exist basically. And you can even Google about SLOs and you'll find a lot of resources out there. A third one is core offer. Okay, third thing we require is then core offer. Core offer is something where your profit starts to come in, right, in your business. And if you are running a business with low advertising budget and you start to dive deeper into SLOs or self-liquidating offers, and you have the SLOs in place and you're selling it and you are recovering, say, if not 100%, 80% of your advertising cost, the next product you now require is something, why you need it is something that can help you make some kind of profit, right? This could be an upsell, this could be any kind of renewal based product. This could be any sort of ascension-based product where you take people from one thing to the next, level 1 to level 2, level 1 of service to level 2 of service, level 1 of coaching program to level 2 of coaching program, anything that ascends people from one level to the next level, right? That could be your core offer. And the fourth thing you require is a profit maximizer, which means it could be like a very high ticket product in the back end. It could be a high ticket coaching program. It could be a one-on-one mentorship. It could be masterminds. It could be renewal again, ascensions, high ticket ascensions. So all these things that help you maximize your profit, and as a result of which increases your lifetime value per customer, right? Lifetime value per client, right? These are the four things that we need in order for us to build a sustainable online business. Traffic, paid essentially. Number 2, SLOs. Number 3, core offer. And number 4, profit maximizer. These are the four things required, okay? Now, the reason why I choose to talk about this today is because, going back to what I told you that I saw a couple of our clients struggle, is that when, from an advertising agency point of view, when we handle someone's top of the funnel, which means their go-to-market strategy that helps them get qualified leads through paid traffic channels like Meta ads, what we do and what we control is only the top of the funnel. However, top of the funnel's game is not to make you money. And the reason why I choose to talk about this today is that after working with a lot of people, coaching many people, I have realized that people fail to understand this. And it literally pains me to see that why there's such a huge knowledge gap, even in 2024, when there's like the access to such kind of information is openly available. You can even read stuff on Google. You can, you can watch videos on YouTube like this one, or you can even buy courses from various, coaches out there and course creators out there. And some of them are really good, at least to get you started and get your feet wet and make you understand the basic foundations. And still I feel there's such a huge knowledge gap, and when people don't understand this. So people come to me and then they have a mindset that, okay, they're going to run this X funnel. Let's say, for instance, they want to run a workshop funnel where from workshop they get a qualified lead, and in that workshop they're going to upsell something, and then they think that they're going to make some profits. Well, yes, if it works for you, great, go ahead and do that. But most of the times it is not going to work this way. which means even if you're following a workshop funnel, you're going to have to get people inside a workshop, and then from the workshop you're going to have to sell an SLO, which is a self-liquidating offer, so that it recovers your advertising cost, and only then have a core offer or a profit maximizer in the back end, so that you have a well-oiled machine and business that generates enough amount of profit so that you can keep growing your business, do what you love, and lead a happy life, right? But people fail to realize it. They have this mindset that I'm going to run ads, and all of a sudden, once I run ads, I'll start making a lot of money. Even the same thing happens with people running an e-commerce business, because they don't have that kind of a mindset or mentality. I'm not sure if we are supposed to blame the people who are teaching it. I'm not sure of that, but whatever it is, right? The reason why I'm making this piece of content today is because there's a significant knowledge gap. People just don't understand it. So I'm just trying to make it very easy and simple for a person to understand this. So this is the reason why SLOs are required, so that you can recover your advertising costs, so that even if you're not growing in regards to profitability, you don't need to stop your business, and you can keep the new blood in your funnel in regards to your customers keep coming in, keep flowing in your business, so that they can at least become your guiding force, if nothing more, and guide you towards what more you can potentially create and sell in terms of your core offer or your profit maximizers. They can become that guiding force and tell you more about it. So, but if you don't have that, if you don't have customers coming in, then your business is stuck, and then it doesn't move. And then if it's not moving, then it kills the momentum. And if it kills the momentum, it kills your success, because momentum is the secret of success, and progress is the secret to happiness. Which means if you don't do any of it, you stop and you stop moving. And when you stop moving, you're not progressing. And when you're not progressing, now you have all your limiting beliefs and your self-doubt, and everything starts to just go haywire, and now you don't really know how to push forward, and everything, you get into that negative spiral of thought, and all those negative thoughts start to kick in, and everything becomes not so great, right? And you think about quitting. So this is the reason why I choose to create this piece of content today, because people just don't realize it. So if you're a service provider, let's come to specific business examples, like business. Let's say you are a service provider. You could probably be doing an agency, or you want to do an agency, or you want to offer a service to people, a marketing service or something like that online. If you're doing that, you should ideally have enough resources that can enable you to drive traffic, paid traffic on demand, without having any kind of restriction when it comes to from the budget aspect, right? If budget becomes your restriction, then it's not going to be a very not a healthy business model, right? Because then you are, again, I told you, if you really have to be very good at organic traffic generation if you truly want to stand out and in this huge competitive world, especially in the game of organic content creation. And I told you, one of the non-negotiables to do that, if you are doing to sell something, in this example, service provider selling service, that you really need to be that experience, so that you can really sound that experience, because that's the only way you could tell people like why they should work with you through your content, right? So I'm talking about paid traffic here. If you're doing paid traffic as a service provider, which you should think about how can you have a mechanism that can help you pay for your ads if you don't have an ad budget or much of an ad budget to begin with. Now, if you have just a caveat here, I'm not saying that you need to do this. I'm just saying you can do this if you're low on ad budget. If you have enough ad budget, you can literally just simply go ahead, turn the ads on, run a high ticket acquisition funnel, which means you can get people on a call, qualify people, spend 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, whatever it takes to just get one customer or one client, because that client, if you're a service provider, is going to be worth more than that, and you should be okay with it, right? So it's not about volume game, then it's more about quality game, right? That's the kind of mindset you can carry if you are okay to invest that much of money on paid traffic generation. But that's not how majority of us start, and a lot of people who come to me for this kind of consulting where they ask me, Rohan, I've been trying to follow a high ticket acquisition funnel and it's not working well for me. Any suggestions? And I always tell them that how much did you like how much did you spend on ads? And they're like, I spent like 20,000, 30,000, not even a single good lead, Rohan. And I'm like, 20, 30,000 is nothing. And I think you probably paused the ads too soon. You should have run ads for longer. Why? Because when you are running a high ticket, every customer that you generate is worth much more than that. Because if you're, especially if you're an agency business, that means you have a retainer or an essential plan in place, which means people will renew, people will ascend. And as a result, even if you're spending 20,000, 30,000, 40,000 per client to acquire a client, it should be okay because you ultimately are going to recover that money. But like I said, majority of people don't have that. They don't have that business acumen because they're just getting started, not trying to turn them down, just telling you how the mistakes people make, common mistakes, and so that you could learn from these mistakes. So yeah, so that's what happens. Either they don't have the business acumen, or they don't have the mindset or the experience, or they don't have both, and or the budget, right? The ad budget. So self-liquidating offers could probably, for a service provider, could probably be like something like, you get them to educate them about how good you are. It could just be a workshop. It could be a free training. It could be a paid workshop where you qualify people and stuff like that. And then over there in the back end, you can upsell your service that you have. And as an agency owner, as an agency founder, I can tell you I have done this, and a lot of people they still do it. You can do that as well. Then whatever you upsell, right, your first upsell, SLO, self-liquidating, comes from a mindset of being an SLO, which is self-liquidating offer. Not something to make you money, something that can recover your ad cost. So if you spent 30,000 rupees to gather X amount of people in your workshop, for instance, or your live training or your whatever opt-in, then you need to sell something, enough of something that can help you recover that 30,000 rupees that you've spent on advertising. Later on in the back end, you can sell other stuff, renew them, ascend them, so you can generate enough profit. That's just the way businesses are built. Okay, so you want to remove anything that comes in your mind right now and just follow this blindly, because that's just the crux of everything. So if you're doing a course, you're selling course, a digital course or a coaching program, it's the same mindset. And I've seen people that they become very complacent when they get initial success. One of our clients who had hit more than 1 crore in revenue, he started from zero with us, and we took him from like spending nothing to over 30,000 rupees per day on ads, meta ads. And after making a lot of money, generating a lot of money, through his first upsell itself that he was doing in his workshops and webinars, he got stuck to break through his revenue barriers. And this happened because of something which is one of the last few things that I want to talk about. Is this happened because of lack of understanding of this one phenomena, which is the basics of advertising, and that is the cost to advertise will always rise. And I repeat myself, and I cannot put it more simply than this. The cost to advertise will always rise. The only direction it will go towards is up. It will never come down. You want to always remember that. Okay. Now, your self-liquidating offer that's working well for you today may not be sufficient for you tomorrow. And hence, whatever I told you in this video today should now make sense. Why? Because if you have one SLO dialed in, which means it's giving you the results that you desire, the kind of results you really want, it's giving you that. Let's say you figure it out, it starts working, converting. But if it is helping you recover your advertising cost, doesn't mean it will continue to be the same forever. That's not where your journey ends. And this is the reason why having backend becomes essential. So if you're getting started and you have literally no experience, which means you have not served to clients before, you have no case studies, you're just looking for that opportunity that can help you develop your portfolio or portfolio of clients. If you're selling courses, you can help something that can get you people in so that you can work with them closely and generate some kind of case studies, results, so that you can grow your business eventually. If you are just getting started, working from your backend may not be the ideal case scenario for you, especially if you have very little to no experience of doing thing that you say you will be selling or you're good at. and you know your truth better and more than anybody else. If you think that you are good at what you do because you've done it before in form of a job or your real life, then great, probably you can just test with different models. But if not, then starting with a very low ticket product is the way to go for you. And the reason I say that is because so that you can get some kind of people in and you can start working with them and build your business up from there. Okay. So always remember this, whichever route you take, whether you're just getting started or you're now scaling your business, whatever stage you're at, backend is essential. Without a solid backend and an acquisition mechanism that converts your backend seamlessly, without that, you will not be able to build a sustainable businesses. Or businesses, if you want to run multiple businesses, that's it. That is right. So that's my message for you. If you're trying to understand which business model should I choose, like I told you, should I go with low ticket? Should I go with high ticket? If those are your questions. Should I sell courses? How should I run paid traffic to get clients for my agency? How should I run paid traffic to get customers for my coaching program? If these are your questions, rethink on your approach that you have been thinking of right now. All that you really have to do is be have enough funds to run paid traffic, which means paid ads. If you don't have the funds available, create an SLO, self-liquidating offer, so that something that can help you pay for your ads, right? So that you can literally self-fund your ads even if you don't have the budget right now. And selling self-liquidating offers doesn't really mean that you only have to do it by running ads and sending traffic over to a self-liquidating offer. No, not really. You can actually sell something worth, say, you can give something for free and then upsell an SLO. So let's say, for example, you will relate to it because it's a pretty common business model. You follow a free webinar structure, you invite someone to a free webinar, and inside a free webinar, you sell something worth, say, 500 rupees, say 1,000 rupees, say 2,000 rupees, something which is very low ticket. And the only reason why you do that is because that is just your self-liquidating offer. It is not something that will help you make a lot of profit. It will just give you some qualified customers that you can then talk to and then ultimately ascend them or renew them into your other higher offerings, or start to work closely with them if you're just getting started, so that you can eventually build some testimonials, some case studies, and some pool of potential clients for your future growth. That's just the way it works. Okay. So always remember, that's one way of selling SLOs. Another way of selling SLOs is directly through ads, right? May not work, depends from niche to niche. We have worked with clients in 14 different niches, and I can tell you every model doesn't work in every niche. Like, every niche is different, every person is different, and those are all the valid variables in a business model that determines a business model's success, right? What works for someone may not necessarily work for you, and that's why you need to know your current situation and if you are okay to run ads following a specific business model, right, or structure. So a quick recap: 4 things you require in an online service business, and you should never settle unless you have these 4 things dialed in. Never settle, okay? First is traffic, paid traffic. You have to own this, okay? If you can't fund this because you don't have the business processes and your products dialed in yet, then have an SLO, self-liquidating offer, so that can fund your advertising, right? So that's the second thing. Third thing, then you need a core offer that can help you start generating enough amount of profit in your business so that you can pay salaries, build teams, hire teams, and eventually spend more on your marketing, acquire more and grow your business, acquire more customers and grow your business. Fourth is then you require a profit maximizer. Do you need all of these 4 things as you get started if you're just getting started? My answer to that is absolutely heck no. You only need 1 to 2 things to get started. Essentially only 1 to get started, to get your feet wet, to get the experience, to understand the market, because market is our best guide. So only once you dive into the market is when you realize what they really require, and then you build your business up from there. For instance, there are a couple of our clients at present when I'm recording this video. It is, you can see, it is, I'll show you, it is 15 July, right? As you can see, it's 15 July, 12:33. and that's when I'm recording it, 15 July 2024. So we have a couple of clients who are currently at that stage where we help them launched, and we have helped them nail their go-to-market strategy. So they get qualified leads coming their way, and it's through a very like a mechanism, a pretty standard one. So they have a qualified lead coming their way, and to the qualified lead, because they have a lack of experience and they don't have the other products built yet, or they don't have that kind of case studies to showcase and the conviction and confidence that they can actually serve to the people who are coming to them. That's why all that we are advising, or we have advised them to do, is just sell an SLO, which means a self-liquidating offer, so that even if they're not scaling the ad budget, they can at least recover the ad budget so that they're not experiencing a loss, and that keeps their engine running. And as soon as they start to dial in their back end, they understand, they start to get the case studies or testimonials, they can start building their actual main core offer or profit maximizer. But that's the way you build a business, from the angle of a business that can help you make money from paid ads. And that's just the way it is. In the beginning of this video, I mentioned that I choose to do this video today because I saw a couple of our clients who've done well, but still after doing well for a significant long time, started to again struggle because they did not realize one important thing that I mentioned in this video today, which is your SLO that is working today, if you dial that in, and your SLO that you have that validated and it's working well, your SLO that's working today may not work tomorrow. And you want to remember that. Which means that once you have that dialed in, it doesn't mean that you'll become complacent and comfortable and chill and just enjoy. It means you now need to work harder than ever before so that you can have your backend systems done and ready, so that you can then eventually build your business, because the only direction the advertising cost will head towards, it's up. The advertising cost is always going to rise. It's never going to come down. Always remember that. An advertising agency cannot really help you create something that pays for your ads, right? That just can't work. You need to understand the business building side of this game so that everybody can work together. And if you are an advertising agency, then, or aspiring advertising agency or a freelancer, then this is what you need to tell to your clients, that hey, this is how we can do it, and we can like have a funnel which can help you get qualified leads, and then we can have something that can pay for your advertising cost in case your advertising cost, you don't have a lot of like money to advertise. I hope this video adds value. The only message, bottom line message, is that hey, remember this. Until and unless you don't have profitability, is the scorecard of any business. Until and unless you don't have profitability in your business, you can never win the game of business. However, if you are getting started, you may not start to generate a lot of profit now, okay, or instantly. And for that reason, and for various reasons, and for that, you can probably head towards a SLO direction, which can help you pay for your traffic, for the paid traffic, and through which you can start building your business from up there. So if these kind of videos really help, let me know. Throw a comment for me down below. Like this video as well. And yeah, I would really appreciate if you could let me know like what exactly is keeping you stuck, because I want to come out of my experience of running this agency, building my own business, and really sharing things from my hands-on experience. Like like I said, we cater to digital businesses, right? So I would really love to give value, candid value, raw, real information in a raw kind of a style, and keeping things and sharing things with 100% transparency. If you go through my previous videos and go through my content, you'll see I've showcased our client ads as well, talking about the psychology we have used to write those ads for selling digital products. So you'll see that. And let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you. I'm going to see you inside the next video. Till then, bye-bye.